I love jealousy scenes. Call me toxic. I love drama. I was skeptical after King of Sloth, after The Striker. I thought I was gonna be done with Miss Ana Huang. I have never been so happy to be so wrong. Hello everyone, my name's Emily, or you may know me as Em's Novellas, and today we are gonna review the 5th book in the King of Sin series by Ana Huang, King of Envy. I'm so excited for this one. It has been a while since I have shoved all my other responsibilities aside to read a book, because this book, when I got access to it, I sat my little butt down on the couch and did not leave it until I had maybe like 200 pages left, and then I'm like, okay, it's time for bedtime. Let's get into it. Like all my other reviews, we're gonna chat about characters, plot, the book cover, notable quotes I have marked, and my overall thoughts. We're gonna keep the first part spoiler free as always, just initial thoughts, pacing, the general premise if you don't want to get spoiled, but then we will be going to more specifics. Once we get there though, you can choose to stay, you can choose to go, something kind of Ijo. So let's get into it. Very quick background premise. King of Envy, technically a standalone. Technically all these books can be read by itself. I probably would recommend not doing that because a lot of the other characters come in not only from the King of Sin series, but also from Ana Huang's Twisted series. She likes to pull a lot of them in there. She's also pulling from her, I don't know what the name of her sports romance series is, but she's been pulling from there as well. So to kind of appreciate all the little Easter eggs and whatnot, I would recommend probably reading in publishing order. That would make the most sense for who pops up where. We follow Ayana and Vuk. Oh my gosh, Ayana is this world-renowned model. She's elegant, she's grace. She just is this like stunning, beautiful, charming, lovely girly. And Vuk is this silent, dangerous CEO of something. I think it's technically an alcohol company, but he's kind of involves them in some sketchy extracurriculars. I wouldn't call them extracurriculars. Some past situations have got him in with the wrong crowd, we'll say. He is, I think, one of Ana Huang's most morally gray characters, if not the most one at this point. What a fun combo we have there. And the whole drama of all of this, which I was skeptical because I hate the like kind of okay cheating trope. We'll play it off where Ayana is engaged to Vuk's best friend, Jordan, but they have this attraction. And at first, like, you don't really know a lot, and we'll go into the engagement more once we get to the spoilers. I was skeptical, but Miss Ana Huang, she does it well. She did where you don't feel like, oh, this is adultery type situation once you know kind of everything going on. So well done. The pacing was fast. I appreciated that. Ana Huang tends to write pretty fast-paced books. The characters diverse. I think this is Ana Huang's first Black, for sure, yeah, lead, which is so exciting. We love more diversity, and our next character is Indian. We love that. And then Vuk is, I don't know, he's white. I would say Eastern European. That vibe feels right. I would say Serbian. I don't know. I think he is Serbian. I think they call him the Serb. Or it could be just hallucinating and imagining that. But the pacing was great. The characters were lovable. I really liked this book because it wasn't just about the romance. I would say it's like 65-70% romance. I feel like a lot of romance books, and I've complained about this in some of my other book reviews leading up to this, where our reading level seems to have dropped a little bit, especially in the online reading community online, where I've seen just like we want this like cookie cutter romance book. They meet cute, instant attraction, or whatever the trope is, and it's just about the romance and nothing else. I like when there's other things going on besides them. Because sometimes you do need that fluffy read, but like I don't want everything to just be a fluffy romance read, you know? The book cover is beautiful. I always love how Ana Huang ties the little items on her King of Sins books into the story, and this one's a perfume bottle, and oh my gosh, I love the green, beautiful, and it's just so pretty. And I'm on a book buying ban, but I added this book to my list that there's kind of two rules. One, once I'm off my book buying ban, I have a list of books that are like priority, and then two, I'm like, if I can find the book at a really good price, given this is like a newer book, like very newly published book, it's not gonna be at a great price for many years or a long time. But those are my two rules, just in case anything comes up. Let's get into the spoilers. I just want to talk about the characters and the plot and their cutesy little romance. They're so cute. And the quote. Let's get into it. Okay, so if you don't want to get spoiled at this point, make sure you save the video so you can watch it later once you've read the book, or you're like, no, you got to the point where you're like, I don't care, so I don't talk about spoilers. Save it, come back. Otherwise, let's get into the characters. Our first one, Ayana. I adore her. Oh my gosh. She was so confident and ambitious and loyal and kind and charming and cute. I just love, she was such like a badass woman, and I love her so much. Also, slay as she should, model of the year, as you should. I also really appreciated how proactive and independent she was with trying to get out of her modeling contract. I like understand not wanting to like worry the people around you, your loved one and whatnot, and she was like making moves to try to cut off her contract with, I think it's Beaumont agency, modeling agency. I loved her so much. I literally don't have one negative thing to say about her. I love that she knits. I love that she collects cute little perfume and shoes. Relatable, love shoes. I just love her so much. And she was so like, when faced with hard decisions, she stood up for herself and literally fought for herself. Slay as she should, queen. Vuk grew on me, not gonna lie. Based off of the other books where he showed up, I wasn't enthusiastic about him. I didn't think he was gonna be worthy of Ayana. I am happy to say that I was wrong. He is perfect for her because he literally would do whatever it takes to make her happy, whether it's legal or not, whether it's ethical or not. But you know, this is a fictional world, so it's okay. I think just like reading from his point of view and understanding where he came from, also seeing his inner thoughts and how much he like yearned for her and all the tension, I was like, okay, you're okay, you'll do. I soon grew to love him, and I love them together. They were just so cute and a power couple. We love them. Our next newest character, Maya, she is gonna be in King of Gluttony. I'm so excited for her. I was kind of confused because her love interest is gonna be Sebastian, and he's a chef, but I thought they were kind of on the same playing field. Apparently they knew each other like back in boarding school and elementary school, so there's a history there, and they have this very much like rivalry energy. So excited for their book. But Maya, one, we love the representation that she's Indian. She's so spunky, so fun, so kind, so friendly. I'm so excited for her. I'm just excited for how much attitude she's gonna have and to call out Seb on everything. I'm so excited. I don't have much to say about him. I thought Seb was the one, did like someone die from him missing a food allergy in King of Wrath, or am I just imagining that? I hope I am, because that's a bad oversight on him. Or I think they might have found out it was planted. I don't. It's been a while since I've read that, I don't remember. Jordan was such a cutie. I was a little nervous he was gonna betray Ayana or Vuk for like revenge, because when he realized they were together, not even just because he was like interested in Ayana, just he was like annoyed that maybe Vuk was like, they like hid something from him. But he proved me wrong. I love being wrong when it comes to things like this, where people end up being better than I thought they would be. a good thing to be wrong about. But he was just so cute and so precious. We love him. We love how supportive he was after the initial tension and everything and fight, but we love him. I'm really glad Roman had his redeeming moment. Dominic Davenport's brother, as we know from King Greed, where he was like in the sketchy crowd, the brother. I honestly, once again, it's just like my pessimistic brain like anticipating the worst with him, at least, where when we like initially thought that he turned on Luke, I was like, oh, typical. But I was wrong. It was a plan the whole time, and I got tricked. Ana Huang church man. I'm fine with that. I'm really glad he was a chill guy. Obviously, Hank, Emmanuel, and Wentworth, I think his name was, the predator photographer, who are all, well, Hank's probably the least worst out of all of them because he's not part of the Brotherhood, but Wentworth like killed one of Luke's security people who was tailing Emmanuel, or Wentworth maybe. Then Emmanuel, obviously she's terrible because she like leads the Brotherhood of Assassins and abused Ayana, and just not good at all. And then Hank's just a creep who like invaded Ayana's privacy and probably many other models' privacy. So all around not great. Let's talk about the plot. I mentioned this before. I'm just really glad it wasn't all romance focused. I prefer a romance book to have a lot of romance in it, obviously. But I like when it has other plots as well. Like I liked that Ayana had her whole breaking the modeling contract plot. I liked Luke trying to like work with Roman and take down the Brotherhood and work out that whole dynamic there. It just made it a lot more interesting to me, and I thought that it like almost raised the stakes a little bit when Ayana and Luke's lives start to get a little bit more intertwined, and how like these other conflicts, they help support each other throughout, with like Ayana, the one getting kidnapped and being taken by the Brotherhood, and then Luke literally threatening multiple of the agency members. But we forgive and we forget. Just kidding, we don't, but you know, in this case we will. I really loved how respectful Luke was, for the most part I will say, of Ayana and Jordan's engagement, because he was like, I'm really attracted to her, I'm not gonna say anything because like they're happy together. But once he kind of like found the holes in their relationship and how there wasn't really any like romantic feelings and more of the business arrangement around it, that's when he like really allowed himself to display more signs of affection toward Ayana. I like really appreciated that. That's where I was kind of nervous about the whole cheating thing, because I don't want to feel bad for one of them, you know. But we find out like Jordan's asexual and aromantic, which we love more representation there. And he needed the money. Okay, crazy. I didn't even talk about this. It's crazy that his grandma's like, I'm sick of you being single. If you want your inheritance or anything, you have to get married. Why would you ever set a deadline in marriage? If you're the one setting it, you have to know that the marriage, this is me being cynical, you have to know the marriage is not going to be authentic or as real as it could be. Like, let marriage come to people, if they even want to get married, at their own pace. Don't put something like money or the company or the inheritance like over their head. That's gonna already distort their journey to find love or a legal partner. I did not love that of the grandma. I'm glad that got called off, but I did not love that of her. And I know like it's very much like, oh, she's from the 60s or whatever, but I'm like, and she's also lived through time where the world has progressed, so why has she not grown with the world? You know? Overall, just the yearning, the tension, the jealousy. I love jealousy scenes in fictional worlds, not real worlds, but I love jealousy scenes. Call me toxic. I love drama. It was just so good and so well written. You're constantly like rooting for them, but you're like, oh my gosh, no. The engagement, you want Ayana to get her money so she break her contract, because that's why she was in the engagement, to get out, to be able to have like break the contract, have legal fees for getting away from this like super abusive, terrible modeling agency. Oh, it was just so well written with that. And then I'm glad the Brotherhood plot is maybe concluded. It kind of sounds like this was concluded, because now Roman's gonna be in charge. They took out both the faction leaders, Manuel and her brother Shepard, which is like such a small world that Ayana's crazy boss is also one of the bosses of this assassin guild that Vuk used to be a part of, and they're all interconnected. Once again, Ana Huang motif. I'm kind of glad how it wrapped up though, but there are 2 other books, King Gluttony and what are all the 7 sins? Let's do them together. So we have wrath, we have pride, we have greed, we have sloth, we have envy, we have gluttony. Okay, this is gonna really bother me. Hold on. King of lust. Ooh, that's gonna be a fun one. I don't know if we're introduced to who the 7th book will be about. Probably is someone that's already been mentioned, but I honestly don't. No, I'm confusing my books. I'm thinking of the Puck Boy series. Okay, and then my last just couple notes, plot things that are notable. I'm so obsessed with the inclusion of ASL. I love that Ayana learned it growing up. I love that Vuk learned it because of after the whole incident with his brother and how he was tortured with, I think, like a rope that was on fire and everything, and his vocal cords got messed up, and the doctors were like, we don't know if he'll be able to talk. I just love the inclusion of the ASL. And then like also the significance of when Vuk would talk. So good. Oh, my one thing is I was nervous, Jordan, at the end when when Ayana gets kidnapped and you're like, oh, which Brotherhood member or who kidnapped her? I was really nervous that Jordan kidnapped her. I don't know. I'm just looking for like the most insignificant person in the sense of like who's unsuspecting to do it with these plot twists. I'm glad it was Wentworth. I don't even know if that's his name. I started calling him like Wetrat. He literally like made a deal with Emmanuel that he got Ayana and Emmanuel got to like torture and kill Vuk. This is why you don't get involved with these things. But I also know like these organizations or things like that in the real life world that we just, ugh. But I'm glad Jordan did not kidnap Ayana because that would have been sad. I don't feel conflicted. As I was about to say, I feel conflicted because Emmanuel's whole thing for why she was there were two faction leaders of the Brotherhood. One was Shepard, and then the other one was a secret. And Emmanuel was like, well, because of all the misogyny and everything, they wouldn't take me seriously. So she had like secret followers, but she was still in charge, and not even her brother knew she was the other leader. And like, I kind of get the little girl boss moment where you're still being a leader, just avoiding all the misogyny, but like, you're still a terrible person with how you treat your models, and you like run a prostitution ring, and also you don't pay your models, and also you're now kidnapping people and assisting with that and killing people. So like the whole girl boss moment is like to like compared to the bad, you know? And then, oh, I love the significance of Ayana and her perfumes. It like made me want to get into perfumes. She wears like a different scent every day, which I kind of love that because I was like, everyone's like, okay, your signature scent or whatever. But I also can't afford that, so maybe down the line. I love how she gets like different perfumes that remind her of different vacations or different places. She gifts Vuk a perfume or a cologne. Aren't they just essentially the same thing? Just one's a more feminine versus masculine word. But she gives him something that like reminds her of him and how he makes her feel. And that was just so cute. And then when he proposes at the end, they're making perfumes together. Oh, it's so cute. And I love the idea of like decorating with perfumes. I don't know, I've just been seeing it online. So I'm like very much into it right now. Not actually doing anything about it, but I like to hear people talk about it. I just think she's so cute. If you're new here, you don't know this. If you're not new here, you don't know this. I love a third act breakup. This might be controversial. I love drama in books. I love when the men have to apologize. I don't like it when the girl messes up because I don't really care for that. But I like when they have to like grovel and apologize and make up for their behavior. And I like their third act breakup. It makes sense to me if you like find a manila folder with pictures of a dismembered body and they're like, oh yeah, your partner is actually doing this. Did you know that? But also like, how does she know if they're telling the truth? I mean, they were, but like Wentworth was because he wet rat was because he placed the manila folder in her apartment and they were real. But that is a very valid thing where you find out, you're like, oh, this person is deeply violent. Do I want to be with them? But Ayana, ever so understanding the crowd, what he had to do to not even be able to protect his brother, seek vengeance for him. When she finds out more about the brotherhood and everything, she's understanding about it. But I'm glad they did have their conflict because I think it's a very real thing to have conflict about. And also, given just who she is, it makes sense in the like, I don't know. I feel like she's in this like very like, she like comes from like a high society with like all the modeling and people she revolves around. So it can be a little jarring, but she know that like ultimately he does it all with pure intent for the most part, at least to protect those he loves. Let's talk about the smut scenes because that is a staple of Miss Ana Huang. She always writes them really well. I think between the tension and the yearning, it just like added a whole new factor to the smutty scenes. I feel like they just felt a lot more emotional. They felt a lot more significant. There was just so much more like weight to them. So like when they did happen, it was like so exciting. Just from like the like starting off with like the glances and the close proximity. Is that a spider? Ignore me. I see a big bug in this vicinity. If I suddenly scream or anything, that's why. I will kill it after this. Or do I kill it now? I'm distracted. I think I should kill it now. You guys want to watch? All right, I'm gonna be brave. This is what we get for, oh. Wow, this lighting is bad. You can just listen to me actually kill this because you won't see a thing. It's too dark over there. All right, little spider. It's you and me. Die! Die, die, die! Die! I'm glad no one overreacted. Okay, my last things to say about this. There was just like a good balance of like tension and drama and jealousy and passion. It's also their cutesy scenes, like to start the cake tasting where Vuk had to go in Jordan's place to California and he like was able to pick on what Ayana wanted. And they were able to have like their first cute little moments. Also the one bed trope. I was kind of hoping there'd be some cuddling involved, but Luke just couldn't sleep and went to the gym, so sad. Their laser tag moment where the bachelor and bachelorette parties ganged up or got together and Luke and Ayana had their little moment of passion / tension, and then Ayana like offered, she's like, hey. The seeds were dropped and he was like, no. I want all of you, or none of you at all, you know. And then bingo, the fact that Vuk plays bingo with all the elderly people and she came with, and that was one of their dates, so cute. And then the last one, if not like one of the cutest ones in my humble opinion, was the fact that she has like this favorite custom tea blend that her mom makes, and he was able to buy it or have someone replicate it and always have it on hand. And then he like got clothes for her for when she visits to have on hand in his apartment. Oh my gosh, they're just so cute. I love them. All right, let's go into the notable quotes. Oh, I just love this. So this is Ayana. She goes, my silk pressed hair cascaded past my shoulders in loose waves, and my gravity defying heels put me 2 inches above Jordan's even 6'5". They'd cost an absurd amount of money, but they were so beautiful I couldn't resist. And my first thought was like, we love a secure short king, but also 6 foot I wouldn't consider short. She's just very tall because she's 5'10" as a model. Also, so we just love that. Also, she said that Stella's taller than her, like Stella Alonso from Twisted Lies. I don't remember Stella being that tall. Kind of shook. Oh, this next one is just my like the craziness of the ultimatum. Like Orla, Jordan's grandma, saying you have to get married within 20 hours and stay married for 5 years, or she's gonna donate the family fortune to charity. That's just insane to me. Like, what does getting married actually show about being responsible or anything? It doesn't. Like Jordan did. He very smartly found someone who was willing to just kind of go into it as like a business agreement. They're like, you can kind of do whatever you want on the side as long as it's discreet, but I didn't love that. Oh my gosh. These are the first words Vuk has maybe said to Jordan in a very long time, at least. I don't know if they ever really talked, but like it's been a long time. The first words that Vuk decides to say instead of sign to Jordan are, "You don't have to marry her," right before the wedding. And his choice, like he's like, this is worth using my voice for. And he like literally only uses his voice to talk to Ayana and no one else. And his old assistant, who I forgot her name. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This next one is probably my favorite quote of the entire book. "She was a splash of color in my world of gray, and before I knew it, I was ensnared. There was no way out." I just love them, and I love the way he talks about her and how much he worships her, as he should. I just love them. And then my last one, this is just maddening to me, when Vuk finds out the reason Jordan's in the relationship is to get his inheritance, the company, whole family fortune, all that, yeah. And Vuk is like, she deserved to be the best option. In fact, there are no other options. There was only her. He was like peeved that Ayana was pulled into this because he didn't know her side yet. "Learning the reason behind their marriage didn't dampen my determination. It only strengthened it, that they should not get married and that he should be with Ayana. This was about money, and I had money in spades. I'll write you the 120 million. This man is literally out here being like, don't get married. I'll just give you all the money you want, so you don't have to deal with this. But then Jordan does like explain, it's not just the money, it's also the business and all that. Like, well, yeah. But like, find yourself a man who will just dish out money for you, or a rich woman, or a rich individual. Overall though, I was just so happily pleased and surprised with this book. I think in 2024, Ana Huang books were just not hitting for me personally, and that made me really sad because I loved the first 3 books of the Kingston series. I was really excited about the sports romance, so I was a little skeptical, but I was proven wrong. I've never been so happy. I love Ayana and Vuk so much. One of my other critiques, I will say, in my King of Sloth review, I talk about how I was annoyed with all the other characters getting pulled in, because it seemed like Xavier's whole thing was to show he had responsibility. He had to like run a nightclub, and the whole thing was him just like pulling in these connections from like all these other books, like Christian Harper, Alex Volkov, Dominic Davenport, and like all the people at the Valhalla Club. Also, everyone gets it on in that club. Oh my gosh. Ayana and Vuk, that's a lie. Because he's director of communications, marketing, something there. So he had all this other private access. But I felt like the way the other characters came in was a lot more organic, which I appreciated. I kind of like when Ana Huang, like she mentioned a couple of them. I think it was Reese, Alex, and someone else, I believe. But they were at the Valhalla Club, and Valhalla Club. I think Valhalla. I can't say that. I can say in Spanish Bahia. I don't think that's right. I don't know. But I like when she kind of includes her other characters, not just blatantly naming them. So you kind of have to like use some context clues. That's a little bit more fun to me. A little bit more of a challenge. But overall, I gave this book 5 stars. I ate it up. I flew through it. And I'm so excited for King of Gluttony. I'm so excited for Maya and Seb. I just know there's going to be so much angst and drama, and I'm so excited for that. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys thought. Did we like it? Did we not like it? Are we excited for the other books in the series? Where do we think this is going to go? Is this the end of the Brotherhood? Let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next week. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any videos from yours truly. Be sure to check out all the behind the scenes on Instagram, TikTok, Goodreads, Storygraph, Fables, same old, all M's novellas. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next week. Happy reading, stay safe out there. Also, if you comment on my sunburn, we're gonna have to fight. That's the end of that. Otherwise, see you guys next week. Bye.